Earth as a singular planet. In fact, it is anything but. For this is a story not of a universe, but a multiverse, where universes and planets, such as Earth, were replicated and mirrored across a vibrating, infinite plane. Some barely different from the next. Others drastically so.
This is DC On Screen. Every week, Dave and Jason talk about the multiverse of DC properties on film and television. But be warned, if it's been officially released, you can expect they'll spoil it.
Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 462. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
And today we are talking about the series premiere, Season 1, Episode 1 of Black Lightning, The Resurrection. What a cool show, man.
Dude, I was worried.
Yeah?
I mean, I was really worried because we have so much on our plate as far as like, oh, there's so many DC characters on screen right now. This was so damn good.
Yeah.
It was
actually so good that I was worried that, like, it was so good that I'm worried now that there's gonna be, like, a real discrepancy between the first and second episodes. Like, here's our pilot, and then, like, and now here's our second episode that we shot 6 months later, and it's just not nearly as good because now it's on a series budget.
I've seen a couple of trailers. I don't think that's going to be... I do think there's going to be like a 10-15% downgrade, probably, because that's how you do things. Mm-hmm. But I think it's going to be on track. I really do.
Mm-hmm. All right, so right out of the gate, I want to talk about, I loved the flashback scenes. They did such a good job of showing us him in the tub. And he looked young. They did a really good job with the de-aging.
Even in the,
and I'm not even sure
video,
they de-aged him.
Like even in the shared videos, he looks young and engaging and like a 27-year-old who's taking on crime kind of thing.
Oh man, I loved his old 70s looking outfit.
That Parliament Funkadelic shit
amazing.
that he takes offense to.
Yes.
That made me laugh, man. Like,
that was good.
Like, Parliament? I love that shit.
Yeah, that was a great... I love that old costume. I love the 70s.
Yes!
I love the 70s stuff in any... Like, anytime they can reference the 70s in a show. Like, the bit in Luke Cage where he breaks out of the lab or whatever, and he's got that metal thing on his head, and he like throws on a yellow shirt, and he just looks like Luke Cage from the 70s. That just made my heart skip a beat. Yeah,
that's
I don't know, like something about
that's my boy.
Something about the old like 70s clothes and outfits and stuff I just really enjoy. Anyway, but yeah, I'm not even sure they actually de-aged Cress Williams at all. Like, I think he just may have shaved.
I didn't see any evidence that they did, and it wouldn't have fit in the budget. Like, I think they just shaved him. Yeah, I really, I think you have that one.
Yeah, I dug all of that. I actually thought it was a pretty original take on a superhero origin. I like the sort of like, it's almost like the Black Lightning Returns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's solid.
I like. It's like the crime has gotten so bad, he's got to come back, and just so we're clear, the first set of cops that pull him over when he's like taking his daughter from the police station, those aren't real cops, right?
No.
Like, they're looking for Black Lightning, especially with him saying like 3 times in 1 month. Like, are they just trying to piss him off and bring Black Lightning out?
It's that, or they
to prove it?
Keep thinking they found the guy and can't pinpoint it for whatever reason.
Because then the dude, what did he work for, the DA's office, or was he like police chief or something? Whatever he was, he was like, they're not one of our guys.
Oh no, that was I think the captain. I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure about how you describe it.
I wasn't sure what his role was.
In charge of whatever's happening in that office.
I didn't really pay much attention for some reason what he was doing or what his job was.
Sorry,
I feel like I should have, but I'm bad about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about what role he is called in that precinct, but yeah, he's clearly in charge of what's happening around that area, and he has no idea what's going on with those two.
Yeah,
like that was a rogue incident, which made for a really cool scene where he just like, it's kind of fun to watch, like cathartic to watch almost, because you see him just kind of get angry and ball his fist and just everything around him that he's angry at just goes dark. There's some part he was like, oh God, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been in some situations where I wish I could just make everything just stop for a damn second.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to his origins and stuff, like, I dug that he was Black Lightning back in the day. I dug that his wife was like, I can't keep doing this. It's like having a, what was it, a crack addict or something? Or a junkie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt.
That makes sense.
That was cool.
It makes sense.
Yeah, that made absolute sense.
But I also wondered,
I love that he's still in love with her too.
Yeah, I mean, also watching those two together, they feel like a really functional couple, and it's also, by the way, the best portrayal of a divorced, split custody family I think I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like in the sense that it's working. They've got this, and this isn't like a source of problems. I don't think I've ever seen anything so copacetic as far as that relationship goes. But I mean, you get toward the end of the episode, and it's she tells him like, go bring our kids home.
Yeah, that was dope. That was so good. When she was like, bring our daughters home, I was like, yeah, getting on board the Black Lightning train.
Yep. And that's kind of what I'm wondering is like, what are we going to be dealing with in the future? Is that going to be a thing that she was okay with right then? Because it'll get a little boring for me if it's like, well, it was our daughters, but don't worry about anything else. Because that's kind of part of the theme they were dealing with in the first episode was, how much do you want to expand this? And a lot of like, what's his name? Gamby talking to Black Lightning was like, I mean, I know you're focusing on her family, but there's a whole city out there. Like, I think that's what they were getting at in general in this first episode is, I get that you have people you're close to, but everybody's got problems, and you have the power to deal with it.
Yeah.
And bless them for letting us in the first episode on the fact that other people in the family have powers and can help deal with that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, Anissa and Jennifer, both badasses, but they both need to learn to make better decisions, dude.
I know. Like, that felt like, so real, though. That weird, like, brother, sister relationship, I guess. Like, it felt so, I don't know. I've seen that conversation happen before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I shouldn't let you out, blah, blah, blah. You lied to me. You lied to me first, blah, blah, blah. Like, it felt really representative of an actually sibling relationship.
Here's something I didn't get. I'm watching Black Lightning walk around this like motel or whatever, grabbing dudes like and using them as shields, obviously killing them in the process. Finds the guy who has almost pulled a gun on his daughters. Next episode, they have a clip of next episode where he's going, the guy that kidnapped our daughter is still out there. Dude, you were holding him up with lightning and threw him into a car. Why didn't you just kill him?
Yeah, I really hoped you had killed him. I saw that too.
Oh, I can't stop now. He's still out there. Like, what are you talking about? Why didn't you kill him? If you're still just going to go after him again and kill him, or is this like suddenly like, oh, we got to put him in jail thing? I don't know. I mean, I just think once you cross the line and you're using another guy as a shield, maybe you just kill him.
Just kill the
dude. So we know that Anissa's going to be like getting into her superhero role relatively soon. They've already released pictures of her in costume.
Yeah. That is pending.
Yeah, so just be ready for that. We're not going to deal with like a 3-year transition. This is happening.
This is happening soon. And the promos for like the coming episodes, I'm pretty sure they both have powers pretty quickly.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't think we're gonna have to wait on this. This is gonna be like, yeah, this is gonna be fun. I feel like this is gonna be fun.
I hope so. Like, this episode was fun.
I really enjoyed
How much did you like Roland Martin mentioning superheroes in other communities?
Yes.
I was like, yeah.
Yes. They exist. There are other places. Like, they've made a little world where this is okay.
That's cool. Like, I feel like they could exist within the proper Earth 1 Berlanti-verse.
Easily.
But they don't have to. Like, you know. Dude, I loved Lala.
Oh, Lala? Yeah, he was a lot. It was. I'm gonna call him a good asshole.
I loved like the juxtaposition of Jeff and Lala, of Black Lightning and Lala.
Yeah.
Like Jefferson said, like they actually had like paralleled scenes. Where like I think it was even a similar shot structure. I'm not really sure about that, but I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it. But there's a bit where like in the school, like Jeff is like, you know, 7 years I've been in charge and no violence. And then later on in the motel, Lala says something very similar. He says like 5 years I've been in charge here and no violence until tonight. And then that great scene where, you know, he's being borderline abusive to that kid and he says, you know, you teach them your way, I'll teach them mine. Right. Like that could be a lot of fun. I really kind of like
that's going to be a really cool dynamic moving forward.
Yeah. And you get the feeling that they may have even grown up together at some point, you know, like I like the way that they are treating that relationship so far and kind of presenting it two ends of a spectrum, two opposite ends of a spectrum.
And I love the hostility,
oh yeah,
while it was happening. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, Tobias Whale shooting somebody with a harpoon. You good with that?
On point. On point.
I just laughed. I just enjoyed it. I thought that's real dumb, but okay, buddy.
It's on message, man. I don't care how you feel about it. That makes sense.
It looks cool. You know, the one real negative I have, though, I hate the Black Lightning theme by God Holly. It sounds like late 90s Saturday morning kids show rap music performed by either an enthusiastic or inexperienced teenager. Like, the words are uninspired. It's just freaking lame. I couldn't stand it. I thought it was awful. Give me an orchestrated theme any day over this.
I didn't have feelings anywhere near that level. I was like, okay, well.
You know what it actually reminded me of? It reminded me of the theme song of Static Shock to some degree, which I hated. Like, I hate the theme song of Static Shock. But I think it's actually worse than the Static Shock theme song. It just sounds like, you know, 90 Saturday morning kids show crap. I mean, those are terrible lyrics. I don't know, just hated it. and the guy doing it just sounds awful. And I even went and like found his like little profile online and listened to a few of his other songs. And he's just awful. I just don't like him. He sounds like he sounds like a bored teenager trying to rap poorly.
Oh. That is rough. I don't know how to weigh in on that.
I mean, okay, like the primary like terrible lyric that I just stuck in my head was I believe it was I saw a superhero, he was black. He said, "This is for the city. Black Lightning is back." That is a terrible set of lyrics. And they repeated that over and over because it's part of the theme. Like, it's like he does something cool and we go to commercial and then they like play that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so bad. Like, that's just so bad. It makes me sad because the show is so good. It deserves something better than that. I don't care if you make it rap. It just shouldn't be that. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be orchestra. But
it didn't sound that bad.
It did to me. I don't know.
Also, somehow when you're like, the show deserves something better than that, I feel like it rhymed in a weird way that made it all come together for me.
Well, that might. That was unintentional, but if it worked for you, I guess it was all worth it.
Made me happy. I don't know, it was fine. I guess it seems a little on the nose, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you kept the words, get somebody who doesn't sound like a bored teenager. That's what I'm saying. All right. So, Sherman Smith over on the DC On Screen podcast page on Facebook says, Black Lightning is starting out pretty well so far. I think in the original comic, he was in Metropolis in a section called Suicide Slum. I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is right. Josh McKay, Red Arrow X3 over on Twitter says, do you guys think at some point we will see Static Shock on Black Lightning? I certainly hope so. There was a mentoring relationship at some point in some medium. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it somewhere along the line. And I would love to see Static Shock.
Yes, that would make me pretty happy.
Any chance to get more
Jane
Dwayne
Smith
McDuffie? There was that rumor, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, any excuse to get some more Dwayne McDuffie stuff out into the world is a positive in my mind, as long as they do it well. Rick Story, Old Man Rick 68 over on Twitter says Black Lightning was better than expected. It didn't feel like a typical CW show, so if it stays at the same quality, I'm in. Well, like we said, it probably won't, but hopefully it'll keep enough. Like, all the actors are on point. They all seem, and that's more than I can say for, like, all of the CW shows. Most of those, like, there's always, like, at least one or two people on there you're like, could we get, like, a cardboard stand-up to just, like, stand in for that person? It would be a better show.
Let's do a pretend. Yeah.
Can we have a sock puppet?
I've been favoring the Kermit drinking tea meme a lot lately.
Oh, lately? Because that's been around for a while.
No, I know. I've just been fond of it lately.
Okay.
Yeah. It could help.
All right. I'm not sure what you mean, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
You mean just like, instead of going to Laurel, they just show like a picture of that meme?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to be able to follow you on that one, but okay.
We'll work it out.
I love you and I respect your opinion. As Fans Without Borders says, hashtag it's all subjective.
We'll make this work together.
If you want to see a Kermit meme instead of a bad actor, that's fine. I'm on board with this show though, man. I liked it so much.
It was solid, man. Honestly, it was, and it took itself seriously in a way that, like, I feel like it was about 20% more adult than some of the stuff we're seeing on the rest of CW.
Mm-hmm.
I was really happy with this thing.
Yeah, it's really solid. All right, I think that's going to do it for this episode. You got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Well, we will be back. We'll talk about Black Lightning again when the show is over, basically, because I don't think they're going to do a mid-season finale.
Yeah,
but
this isn't going to be like a 22-episode series either. We're not going to finish this after Supergirl.
Yeah. So yeah, God, it was. I can't actually get over how much I actually really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
This actually might be the best pilot, the best opening of any of the CW shows. Maybe I liked Gotham the first episode better, but this was solid.
Possibly.
Yeah,
and there's something to what you're saying as far as the numbers go on ratings.
Oh yeah, like they replayed it on Friday and it got like almost half the amount that it did before, but it was like it was way better than like what is that show called? Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? Is that right?
Yeah. Which
is a solid show.
Yeah. Like the the lead in that show is one of the reasons that the Flash Supergirl musical was kind of fun. Like, I think she wrote the Super Friends song.
Yeah.
There was a lot of involvement here, but man, like this thing killed. Like, it got 1 million views on replay.
Mm-hmm.
It got accolades that they haven't seen before. A lot of people are interested in this show.
What was a solid show?
It was a solid show. I'm really,
then keep it
really
up.
Excited to see where it goes.
I'll be excited.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, that's our show. Those are our thoughts on Black Lightning. We're gonna come right back with a review of the mid-season premiere of Arrow, Divided. You can find us on DCOnScreen.com. We have every episode we've ever done, all 460 whatever.
They're all there.
They're all there. They're all free. Well, ready for your enjoyment. Or unenjoyment, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we tweet at DC on Screen. I personally tweet at David C. Robertson, and sometimes I mix them up, so you'll get a little fun, little grab bag of different things sometimes. But yeah, guys, until next time, keep some DC on your screen. Our opening narration was from Dan Jurgens' The History of the DC Universe, Part 3 of 10, as featured in DC 52, Week 4. It was performed by me, David C. Robertson. Intro music by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Future Elevators, could be found on Spotify or future-elevators.com. Our introduction was performed by Effie Oppelders of the fantastic podcast Stealing the Remote, which lives on SoundCloud. It can also be found on iTunes and Stitcher. We are proudly in partnership with TV Time, TV show calendar and social media site that lets you keep track of what you're watching, what your friends are watching, and where you all left off. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. Visit maladjusted.tv for more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, an improvised web series, vlogs, parodies, and more.
Are you